YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Father Dark. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope you and your loved ones had a good one. If you're single, that's unfortunate, but don't worry. I'm sure there's somebody out there for you. Don't worry about the corporate holidays and all the hype. It is what it is. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing that's going on with Call of Duty. So, as a person who created their whole entire channel and got into content creation through Call of Duty, this is a very kind of touchy topic for me. And also as someone who's a massive self-proclaimed nerd and Ninja Turtles fan of the, let's see, how many do I have? 8 floating shelves that I have filled with some of my favorite, different, pop culture things throughout, my lifespan. Ninja Turtles makes up 1/8 of that, so I'm definitely a massive Ninja Turtles fan. And one of the fastest ways to get me back into Call of Duty would definitely be dropping Ninja Turtles event. Now, I made a couple of videos before, back when these were just when they were just like leaks that people had done. There was actually no official anything. They had just been slowly for the last couple of months finding different things in the game that was alluding to the fact that there was going to be some type of Ninja Turtles crossover. Now, like I said, this isn't the first time that we've had a Ninja Turtles crossover event. Back in Modern Warfare 2, I believe it was. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Modern Warfare 2. Actually, no, I know for a fact it definitely was Modern Warfare 2. We had a Ninja Turtles event, but it was kind of irritating because we only got Shredder, and I was just like, if you're gonna go out, go all the way out. Don't half step or do half measures. Give us Shredder, give us Ninja Turtles, give us Master Splinter. Just even a couple of the little side soldiers and stuff like that. So. That's kind of where I am with that. But the problem is that anybody who's been following this channel for a while, and I'm sure a lot of my followers, I don't think I've lost very many, to be honest with you, from looking at the analytics. But I'm sure this happens whenever you have a creator that you follow who predominantly makes a certain type of content, because I'm not like the kind of creator where I make like a multi game type of or variety gamer, I guess you could say. A variety streamer, any of that kind of stuff. I tend to be like kind of like a one game type of person. I really enjoy getting good at one game, or getting as good as I can at one game at a time, versus trying to play a game here and there and kind of being a bot at multiple games, versus being halfway decent at just kind of like one game and being able to provide tips and tricks, or create be good enough to where I can actually create funny content here and there and stuff like that. So that's kind of my thing, right? That's kind of how I am with games. But with COD, I've been playing COD for a very long time. I'm in my 30s now, so I've been with COD since the very, very beginning. I didn't play like the very first COD that was only on PC, but as long as they've been making blockbuster releases and have been a household name and have been on consoles and stuff, I've been playing them. I remember back when COD's biggest competition was like Medal of Honor and Battlefield back in the day. And it's been a very long time since COD has had any competition, and that's kind of why we've gotten to the point that we are where we're at. The only break that I took from COD was during like the Infinite Warfare, basically when they started going to space. That's when I kind of said, if I'm going to play a space, FPS, I'd rather there's other games out there I'd rather play. Took a short break, but then back when they released Modern Warfare 2019. I said to myself, whoa, COD is definitely going in the direction that I'm interested in now, and then when Warzone came out, I pretty much have no life the game since then. And like I said, around that time is like when I said, hey, I'm going to start making content and streaming this game and stuff like that, and really, taking content creation seriously. So, I'm not going to lie, like for me, it's really hurt to see COD where it's at now, personally. And I've put up with a lot and stuck it out with the game. Sorry to pause for just a second. I had to go talk to my son. But, the point that I was making is that, when you've been dealing with a game for, let's just say the last 6 years, simply because I don't want to count the previous, time that I had been playing COD, because there was no cross-platform. There wasn't all the the cheating epidemic and all that kind of stuff. This didn't start until Modern Warfare 2019, and even then it started a little bit after that game came out. That it got so bad that it was really something that everyone was talking about. But with cheating and all of that aside, just the the level of like corporate disregard, in regards to just kind of like with Modern Warfare 3, everything seemed like it was kind of picking back up. They had weekly events. The crossovers were amazing. They felt like they were really trying with the game. They felt like they really cared. And then Black Ops 6 comes out, and they go, well, we spent 4 years on this game, and then they have like nothing to really show for it. The first season of the game, meh. Second season of the game, for an example, this is the first time in a long time that I have not even finished the battle pass yet. Usually when the battle pass comes out, it's out for a couple of days and I've already played enough to where I've damn near maxed it out. And maybe not completed in the first couple of days, but gotten everything out of it that I would really need and moved on. And it just seems like, they've just gotten to a point to where they have just become so big that they just don't care anymore. They just feel like they can just release anything and do anything, and people are just going to still keep playing it. And, it wasn't until somewhere around like, I think November, December, that I just started to notice that no matter what I put out content-wise for COD, the numbers were just not there. Like, and it wasn't just me. It was on Twitter. I noticed that anytime there was a post about COD, like I'm very weird with numbers. So I'm very, I pay attention to them. So if I've been seeing a person who only posts about COD and, you've consistently gotten 80,000, 90,000 likes from a post and the amount of views and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you're struggling to get more than a couple hundred likes on a post, no matter how interesting it seems. It starts to kind of let me know like where, gamers are kind of headed and what their thoughts are and opinions are like on a game. And there's been numerous times where people have gotten frustrated with COD and, they for years have been saying, oh, the game is dead. The game is dead. And, I let a lot of that slide, didn't pay attention. But now it's to a point to where I don't see anyone on my friends list anymore playing COD. Now, these aren't just like my personal friends, because my personal real life friends and family and stuff like that have never played COD. They've always been Overwatch, Marvel Rivals now that it's out and stuff like that, Monster Hunter, those type of gamers. But my gaming friends, those are people that I've only known exclusively through COD, that for years we have grinded COD out. And if I was to pull up my gaming list, my friends list right now, literally none of them are playing Call of Duty. Not a single one of them are playing COD. Now, I'm not saying that there's not some people out there that are just, they're diehard COD fans and refuse to play anything else. There's always going to be this small niche of people for any game. Look at Overwatch. Overwatch is technically a dead game. Battlefield, technically a dead game, but you can still find like it's not like it's completely dead to where they're going to shut the servers down, like X-Defiant type of deal. There's still going to be like a 15 to 20K like group of people that they just, for some strange reason, they just refuse to let it go. But there's people like that in life with everything. It doesn't matter what it is or how bad someone messes up. There's always going to be a group of people that defend that thing or those people or whatever it is. But they make up a very, very small minority, right? And, like I said, me personally, I stuck with COD for a very, very long time, like a very long time, put up with so much stuff, dealt with so much stuff, and was optimistic that they would eventually say, hey, we're going to figure this out, because why not, right? If you have a cheating epidemic in your game and it has been going on for over half of a decade now, what are we doing? We have AI that can literally, off of a single sentence prompt, make a whole entire like video. With a few more prompts, it can make a whole entire movie. AI is gotten to a point to where it's absolutely ridiculous in what it can do, right? And if you're trying to tell me that there's no way to take care of the cheating epidemic, it's not just with AI, but looking at other games, like every game has some type of cheating and has cheaters in it, right? But it's the level though. If I run into a cheater once every 150 games, I'm okay with that. Right? Like that's just kind of how it is. You're never going to have like a perfect world scenario where there's absolutely zero issues, right? But at the same time though, if it's every like, let's say 7 out of 10 games that I'm running into a cheater. Now, let me just clarify really quick, okay? Not to be funny, not to make fun of anyone or anything like that, but the lower levels that you are in a game, like the less skilled you are at a game, the less likely you are to run into cheaters. Cheaters usually tend to advance. So let's say you're someone that plays COD, but you never have made it outside of like silver or gold or something like that. You're less likely to run into cheaters, because the cheaters usually only have to cheat in those levels for a couple of games and then they're already out of them. right? Because they're cheating, right? So cheaters don't, you have to understand how terrible of a cheater you'd have to be able to cheat and still not be able to win, right? Like, or at least get enough SR to move out of that rank relatively quickly. So a lot of people will sit back and say, well, I don't really run into cheaters. You don't run into cheaters because you're kind of at the lower skill bracket, right? But the people, unfortunately, that are good and actually learn how to play the game, can you imagine how insulting it is that the people that are in your lobby, most of them are using walls or aimbotting or doing all these different things, that to be able to play ranked and not have to deal with cheaters, that you would have to be like, oh, well, this the $1,500 PC that I paid for and built and put all this time and energy into, I have to go back to playing my Xbox or my PlayStation just to avoid cheaters. Like, the hell? Like, no, I don't want to do that. That's preposterous, man. No, I don't have to do that with any other game. You know, I don't play any other game and deal with that level of cheaters. Now, are there other games that do have cheaters in them? Yes, but when I report them, they get deleted. They hardware ban them. They have intrusive, kernel level anti-cheats that stop people from being able to manipulate the game as easily. So it deters them. It's not as fun to like do it in that game or in those games. But with COD, it's just like they just don't care. They'll keep telling you, just like in a relationship, and I've said this in previous videos, but it's like, you're in a relationship with someone who's kind of like mentally abusive to you, and this is metaphorically YouTube, I'm not saying someone actually is, but, someone's like mentally abusive and, they sit back and they tell you, they do these things to you. They say horrible things to you. They treat you horribly, cheat on you, whatever the case may be. And then, once you say, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm leaving. I'm done with this. I'm moving on with my life. They go, oh no, listen, baby, I love you. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try better. And then 2 days later, they're right back to the same exact thing again. Nothing has changed. And that's COD for you. Every season is the same thing. Oh, we updated the anti-cheat. Oh, we just got rid of 50,000 cheaters. Okay, and you know what happens when you do that in a free-to-play game? 50,000 people make new accounts. You have cheat providers that pop up like, just left and right, every single day. And it takes them 4 business years to, 4 years period instead of business days. But it takes them a really long period of time to shut down just one cheat provider. Why not just the way that you guys can sit here and sue little Billy Joe because he leaked this piece of information or something that you didn't like or whatever the case is, why don't you do that to the cheat providers more regularly? It would deter these cheat providers from actually doing these things. Now, I get it that a lot of them probably live in different countries and stuff like that. And that's not really, it's really neither here nor there. The point of the matter is that you have one main problem. It's your cheating epidemic. And then, I'd say that's just the main problem. But there are other issues, right? But that's like the main thing that people are having a problem with, to the point to where like anyone who's not like in the super low skill bracket levels, they have to deal with this on a regular basis, and it's made it to where like you just cannot play the game anymore if you're someone who's not cheating. And as someone who refuses, I would rather take my own arm off than to ever load up a cheat into a game. Like, I have to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day, and I'm not ever going to do that. So if that's the case, then I can't do that. And like I said, breaks my heart, man. I love Call of Duty. Love it. One of my most favorite games of all time. I felt like COD has just been doing, besides the cheating thing, I feel like they've been doing everything right. All the finishing moves, all the different, bundles to keep everybody interested, proximity chat, all these things. And even that's a whole other thing too. Like, what was up with like the AI chat ban thing? It's good in theory. Like, yeah, if someone says something extremely like, racist or something really sexist or whatever, yeah, you get them up out of here and you ban them. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. But then you're gonna sit here and ban me. I have a video up where I told a guy to keep making burgers for me at McDonald's, and I got like a 14-day ban for that. At no point did I say anything that should ever be looked at as a bannable thing, but was banned for 14 days for that. And it just got to a point to where like I couldn't say anything. People could sit here and talk to me all day long and say the most crazy out-of-pocket stuff. And the second I said like, that's not what your mother said or something, boom, 14-day ban. Which is clearly just means that it's not that you're actually banning me for what I'm saying. You're banning me because this person just probably was sitting there the whole time and just spam reporting me or something, right? And I don't have the time or energy to sit there and spam report anybody. I just move on with my life and keep it pushing because I'm a grown man with grown man responsibilities and things to do and stuff like that. So, it's just, I could sit here all day long and talk about all the different things that COD is not doing. And like I said, it really sucks as someone who is such a big fan of Call of Duty. It really sucks that I have to even sit here and think about it. Like, I should be excited that, like, oh, there's a new season. Oh, there's new content. Oh, there's this, there's that. But it's just like, what are we doing here, man? And a lot of people, they think that, the release of Verdansk is going to bring people back. What is the point of having Verdansk back if it's going to be littered with cheaters? What is the point? I mean, you got these cheat providers out here. Anytime there's something big going on, they literally have free weekends. They go, you know what? It's almost like they're not even in it for the money. They're just in it just to sabotage COD, just to take away a game that, people love and enjoy. And I for the life of me, cannot understand where the fun in that is. I don't get it, but I guess some things aren't for you to get, kind of like, Alfred said about the Joker and the Dark Knight. Some people just want to see the world burn, unfortunately, you know what I mean? And you don't need to necessarily understand it as long as that other person is actively doing it. It doesn't really matter if you understand it or not. It's still happening. So, is what it is. But I mean, this video, is more just kind of a rant of me personally, because I've been wanting them to drop a Ninja Turtle bundle. There's certain bundles that came out that I was just like, yo, that's me. I'm doing that. I'm getting that. When the boys came out, I got every single one of them except Starlight. I didn't care for the Starlight bundle at all. There was nothing about that was appealing to me. But literally every single one, though, copped it immediately. What else was it? The Gundam bundles. Got all 3 of them immediately. You know what I mean? There's just certain things that, like, I'm a big fan of. I also got a shelf too. There's just nothing but Gundam. If they were to drop Dragon Ball Z character, yeah, I'm copping every single one. There's certain things that it's like, take my money, please. They came out with the Spawn Battle Pass, bro. Here, take it all. Love Spawn. There's just certain things that they were doing right, and it was almost like they were getting me. You know what I'm saying? on like a personal level, they understood, like, okay, we're gonna sit here and do everything the Dark likes, and. Like I said, as far as the Ninja Turtle bundles, I've been saying for years, if they drop the Ninja Turtles, I'm buying every single one. I'm going out, I'm trolling, I'm having a great time doing all this stuff. But the thing is like, how can I troll in the game when nobody talks anymore? Because they're afraid they're going to get chat banned. How can I enjoy the game and have any type of integrity in the game, or know there's going to be any type of integrity in the game, when probably, every 1 out of 5 people that I'm running into is hacking hard? Type into the chat, easy. What? Like, you know what I'm saying? And outside of that, like, it's insane to me, like, you have a budget that is just absolutely bonkers, and all of it gets put into promoting the game, commercials, cosmetics, different things and stuff like that, instead of just fixing the core aspects of the game. People start to like something, next year you go, we're going to change that. Oh, backpacks were cool. People enjoyed having a backpack. You enjoyed having agency over what it was that you stored away. Well, now we're going to get rid of that. Oh, you guys like this type of movement feature? Okay, we're going to take that away. So that way, instead of having to do something new, we can just say, we're bringing back this thing that you didn't like to begin with. Oh, you guys, we've had the same Battle Royale map for, I don't know. I can't remember the last time that we didn't have it back in, Modern Warfare 2 or something like that? So for 2 years now, you guys have the same exact big map with no changes, no nothing, and people have expressed that they don't really care for it, don't really like it. Colors are too bland. Now, here you go. Oh, well, you know what map we'll give you back? The same map you already had to begin with. Guys, come on, man. What are we doing here? I mean, I don't get it. And I thought that with the Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft buyout merger, whatever you want to call it. I guess it was just a buyout. But, I thought when that happened that Microsoft would kind of step in and go, hey, all right, guys, look, we spent too much money for this game to fall off. So we're going to kind of step in and we're going to, make sure that the main core aspects of the game are functional, like an anti-cheat. Ricochet didn't work. Let it go. We don't care about Ricochet anymore. It didn't work. I don't care how much money you put into it. I don't care who developed it. And if their feelings are hurt or ego and pride, let it go. It's over. It's trash. Absolute trash. It does nothing. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to make something and it be trash and it not work. You know how many times I made a video or a short and somebody goes, this is trash, not really feeling it. I said, okay, all right, well, now I know. Now I will not do that again. You think I took it personal? Oh, you didn't like this thing that I did that I spent a whole 45 minutes on? Oh, forgive me. And then sometimes I'd spend 5 minutes on something and people would love it. They think it was the best thing ever. Get millions of views. Do you think I took that personal? No, I just put it, mentally stored it away and said, okay, well, you know what? That clearly is something that works. That's something people like. If I made an anti-cheat for Call of Duty and it was trash, I don't care if I spent 5 years on it. That was 5 years of time wasted, but it's okay. Now, it was 5 years of experience of me learning that ain't it. If anything, it's a lesson. You just spent that much time to learn a lesson. Okay, move on. Move on to the next thing. Be humble, ask other developers or talk to other developers, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already know. But like, what kind of anti-cheats are you using? Because clearly, cheating is not nearly as big of a problem in your game as it is in mine. You know, and like I said, you know, just to kind of summarize it, because we're coming up on, you know, we are at 20 minutes now, you know, it sucks because do I want to you know, update my game? And I mean, I think it's already updated unless they've had some kind of update that I don't know about since the new season release. But nonetheless, do I want to load the game up and go around and troll and have good old times and you know, run around as Leonardo, Raphael, etc.? Of course I do. You're damn right. But am I realistically going to like subject myself to the pain that is Call of Duty? No, I'm not doing that. And the only escape is to play ranked on a big boring map that I don't even like. This trash, honestly. And what are you guys gonna do for game modes? You know, the same thing that you've done a million times, like the same game modes, but then you're gonna like, I don't know, have like some Ninja Turtle power-ups or something mixed in or something, but it's just kind of basically still the same core gameplay. I mean, the most creative thing I felt like they did was that one mode for what was it? Squid Games. Yeah, like the red light, green light. But even that, it got boring after, you know, a couple of times of doing it. Once you did what you had to do and you did it to, you know, get a couple clips or something if you're a creator or just for personal fun until you won. After that, then what? Then you went and played multiplayer and they just randomly added, it's the same multiplayer, but they just added red light, green light. And it's just like, you're too big of a company to not be able to come up with more creative stuff, to not be able to make another map. And what's weird is this, like, there's been numerous times where there's been different maps that have been leaked. And for some reason, they just don't put them out. I can't remember what the one map is, but it's basically like in Black Ops 6, a lot of the multiplayer maps are on a bigger overall, I think it's like Avalon or something like that. I can't remember. I've made a video about it. If you go back in my shorts far enough, you'll see where I actually like went on one of the maps and you can go into like the spectator mode of multiplayer and you can zoom out and actually see the whole entire map, right? Sometimes people just need a fresh coat of paint, man. That's all they need to be interested. And it's not just, that's not the only thing. Like I said, that's just one aspect of it, right? But it's like, as big as Activision is, and now the fact that they're owned by Microsoft, and as much as they're worth, I mean, these people were bought out for, close to $70 billion. I don't think people comprehend how much money that is. That's how much money they were bought out for. And you know, I know you can say, oh, well, it was actually Activision, Blizzard, and King, so it was 3 different companies and blah, blah, blah. The point is that when they were arguing in court, because it took them a year and a half to close the deal, it was one of the biggest acquisitions in all of history next to like Bell South, and that was literally like all of communications back in like, you know, a long time ago. So that made sense, right? It was really the fight for communications. So that's completely different. But with this acquisition, one of the main things they kept bringing up in court, the reason why PlayStation was getting so many people involved and they were so afraid of Microsoft buying it, was not because of any other game. They weren't like, yo, we can't compete with Candy Crush or Overwatch. They didn't care about none of that. The one thing they cared about was Call of Duty. They literally said, and I quote, if they were to take Call of Duty and make it a console exclusive for Xbox, we would not be able to create something that could compete on that level. Even if we built it ourselves from the ground up, we would just not be capable. That is the one thing that they have spent most of their time and energy in, is Call of Duty, getting these exclusive bundles, getting back when they used to have, they would always have like one mode in the game that was exclusive to PlayStation for just a year. Why do you think PlayStation is as big as it is in comparison to Microsoft when Sony is so small in financially, as far as their net worth versus Microsoft? Sony barely is worth $100 billion, or maybe it's like 200 billion or something like that. Whereas Microsoft is worth multiple trillions of dollars. So if I just told you that information and you had no other knowledge about the situation, you would think Microsoft, meaning Xbox, would be just out here just demolishing PlayStation. But Microsoft was trying to play things nice and cool and, we're just going to make good games and hope people like us. Meanwhile, PlayStation was out here like, make every game that people care about, give us some type of exclusive so people have more of an incentive. See, if people go to the store right now and they look at their two options and you explain to them what will be the benefits, graphically, as far as like the size of like the storage, the controllers and what they offer, like they all have like kind of like the same amount of buttons. The only thing that PlayStation really has that Microsoft doesn't at this point is like the touchpad. But how many people are actually using the touchpad? Let's just be realistic. I don't think I've ever seen someone actually take the time to use the touchpad. 99.9% of people are just using their controller standardly. So as far as the joysticks, the triggers, and the buttons that are on them, they're all the same. They just get called different names or have a different label. Mine is an X and yours is a square, or whatever it is, right? Or mine is a Y, yours is a triangle, etc., right? But it's the same exact thing. So outside of that, what is the actual incentive for you to get one console over the other? It is the exclusivity that you get with games. If I know that I'm going to play this game and I'm not going to be able to get one of the main modes in the game for a whole entire year, or you say, hey, this game that you play all the time, every couple of months we're going to drop free bundles just because you own it. You own this console. I mean, I'm even seeing that like with Marvel Rivals. The PlayStation, for some reason, there are hella skins that are exclusive to just PlayStation. You could just download the game right now and have access to like 3 or 4 skins for free, which is insane. And these are skins that you would have to buy if you're on anything else, PC, Microsoft, whatever. PlayStation is ruthless, man. They don't care. They don't care about principles or morals or any of that kind of stuff. They are a business and they treat it as such. And that's not just a Marvel Rivals or Call of Duty thing. I'm sure that there's plenty of games that I don't play where PlayStation has some types of exclusives. I don't think I've ever played a game and it just been like, yo, you got an Xbox or you got a PC. Yo, we got these exclusive things for you just because you got these two things. And this video is going off the rail. You gotta excuse me. Sometimes I make videos about stuff and it just leads me on to rants. That's kind of what my channel is me just making rants about, gaming as a whole. Sometimes, it's more about an, exclusive thing like a particular game or whatever the case is. But, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want to. So I can sit here and, start it off about Ninja Turtles and end it on PlayStation, being a ruthless company that tries to win by any means possible. But like I said, though, we're coming up on 30 minutes now. So that's just kind of my thoughts. I really hope that COD gets it together because as much as I enjoy Marvel Rivals, I wish that I could play both of them. I wish I could play COD most of the time and then, switch over and play COD or Marvel Rivals the other half of the time, but there's a reason why I haven't been playing COD and why I don't see myself necessarily going back to it anytime. Just to be honest, I'm a human, so once they drop the Ninja Turtle bundles, can I honestly say that I'm going to sit back and not go in and load up? I mean, I got COD points racked up because I haven't even bought a bundle in so long. I got the last couple of battle passes, so I have a pretty, nice amount of COD points just saved. I think I got like 3 or 4K or something like that in COD points. So don't get it twisted. If the bundles are looking fly, I might actually just get all 4 of them, to be honest with you. And I will give them that too. The designs actually look sick because when you think about it, they have done some kind of like iffy stuff, right? So if you think about it, with like the Gundam bundles, like they look more like costumes, right? Like they weren't like actual like Gundams. It was like they had the like a helmet on that looked like a Gundam helmet and like a little chest plate and stuff. But then the rest of it was just like gray, kind of like a gray military kind of padding type thing. And then they had like the holsters for clips and magazines and all that kind of stuff. And they just kind of had like some clipped on leg pads and you know, shin pads and stuff like that with regular shoes, right? So it was just more like a costume to look like a Gundam. I mean, it was sick still, but you know, still like a costume, right? Whereas these, you know, from just like that little teaser trailer they dropped, it looks like they're dropping actual like Ninja Turtle skins. And I'm completely fine with that. They even got like the white eyes and stuff like that. I mean, they look cool. Now, hopefully that's not like a, you know, a situation where, you know, they were just kind of showing that teaser trailer and then it comes out and it's like, okay, well, whatever. I probably still would cop them if they even remotely resembled Ninja Turtles, but I'm just saying, you know, it looks like from what I saw in the teaser trailer that they're actually making like a Ninja Turtles bundle, and you know, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about getting those when they come out. But you know, even still, like, to do what? To get hacked on all day? Yeah, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna wrap it up there. You know, let me know in the comments. So, what do you guys think? Have any of you been playing COD? Is COD dead to you? Are you interested in the Ninja Turtle bundles? Are you not interested? Of course, but before you even say it, I already know there's that group of people that are like, oh, remember when Call of Duty was a mill sim, bro? Yeah, we remember. I remember better than most because I've been playing it since day one. So, you know, but still, just let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know also if you're one of like my original followers back from when this was just a COD only channel. You know, do you guys miss the Call of Duty content? Do you want me to give it another try? Do you feel like the hackers, like there's been less of them, more of them, the same? Whatever. Any kind of input you got, you know, you guys know I love to hear it. Put it in the comments. But this is Dark, and I'm out. Catch you guys in the next one.